Good morning. Oh, hi, things. Hello. Oh, how are you guys? It's been a minute, hasn't it? Not a bad thing, though. Well, I don't have anything crazy to update you on. I haven't really been building around here that much. But I have some stuff I want to work on. I got my hat. I got the post office in order. Not completely. I won't lie. I haven't, you know, fully gone around and gotten to everybody, but we'll get there when we get there. You ask a lot. But I have some stuff, and I've got some good stuff. Look at all this great good stuff. But I do need more. So I think today I wanted to maybe go do that. I think I could get a lot of the stuff that's left done. Because I need technically one more thing on my pickaxe, a second pickaxe, and then at least 2 pieces of armor, maybe 3. We'll see. But yeah, I've been doing my best, I think. Hello, Mr. Monopoly Man. What's up? What's up, buddy? And then I fist bump your beak. Getting things today. Yeah, getting things today. Alright, we have chickens now! Because I needed feathers! Wow. What a world we live in. You know what I mean? What a world we live in where I have things and stuff and real things to do and work on. Isn't that crazy? He's declaring bankruptcy. He is. Unfortunately. But no, hi chat. My plan for today is, first things first, finish out the tools. And then I need to make at least my chest plate and my legs. Whether or not I want a helmet or if I would like to keep my leather helmet because it's cute is up in the air. We might still make a nice helmet, but I think this hat is my hat. It makes me feel I'm one of the deliverers. Yeah. You know? Oh. But no, chat. That's our relative plan for today. Okay. So we're gonna go mine some wood. That's the first vibe. You're the pigeon prince. And the leather hat is my crown. I'm the pigeon prince, and the leather hat is my masterpiece. Okay, we have a little bit of bone meal. We have a little bit of bones. Because I really don't want to be chopping down any more trees than we already have. We have a little good bit of emeralds, but we still need more. So we're gonna go do that. We're gonna go find a spot to make some trees and mine them like we've never mined before. I could do them there, but I think I'd like to go a little farther. Can I hit more land? Okay, this'll do. This little alcove right here, this'll do. But hi chat. I've got some things to tell you about. I've got the end of the D today. Not today, but you guys are currently 2 sessions behind. And if you guys have been following along with my story, I've been telling the story of this campaign for the last probably about a year or so. I've been telling chat about this party. And we had some really dumb stuff happen. The last couple sessions, after we finished the big old boss fight, have been honestly just really stupid. Like us just doing whatever now because that's what we do normally. Kind of just whatever our heart desires. Including ripping out one's own eye, which I will get to today. But yeah, chat. I always wonder how many in chat actually like play D&D, because I talk very much in like story terms, but I never know how many of you actually know, like when I say like we do this check, we do this thing. What in the Ray Morningstar? I know. He pulled a Ray Morningstar. What can I say? I feel like 5 years. Okay. Ray Morningstar, I see. I do. Okay, so a lot of you guys. Good. Glad to know I have that in the audience. I knew a lot of you guys played, but I have been looking intently at the new book, and I don't know how to feel about it. For anyone who doesn't know, a new D&D book is coming out. And it's not a regular one. It's not one of the regular D&D books. It's 6th edition. So everybody plays 5e. We've been playing 5e for like 10 years probably. And the next version is coming out. And I think a lot of people aren't sure if they want to switch over to the new system, because it's just going to be every once in a while they come up with a new version of the rules for people to do. Like when my dad played D&D when he was in college, and he played in D&D 3.5. He played 3rd edition. It's a very different game than what we play now. Like, inherently it's the same thing, but like the stats are not the same. Like, mechanically it's very different, and I don't know how I feel about it. Oh, hi, Papa Sherb. Oh, hello there, Papa Sherb. Is it 3.5 Pathfinder? Yeah, very similar to it. Ayo. But yeah, Papa Sherb, when I started getting into D&D, had to learn the new 5e system, because it's not the one that he played with. Good job, chat. I didn't tell them to do that. What? Well, but no, my dad had to learn the new D&D system because he didn't actually know like how to do 5e, but he learned it, and he was our DM for my first party, who I've talked about quite a bit, of the Disfits and Everett, etc. But yeah, chat, there's the new version's coming out, and David's getting swayed. He was like, I don't want the new system, and then like yesterday he was like, I keep getting ads for it and it looks really cool. So I don't know, which is also interesting for anybody who's like wanting to get into D&D. Everyone's gonna be at the same skill level with the new version, which is an interesting point on it, I think. Okay, how much wood is that? That's a good bit of wood. We can go, I'll do like one more tree, and then we'll go and trade and get some more XP. Right now we're really just waiting on XP as our problem, so. But no, chat. So last where we left off on my campaign, we had just defeated one of the big bad bosses, who's actually my character's dad, my lovely character, Farady's Ardenrock, my little Fearbolg guy, blood hunter, blood mage, who's to say what he really is. Not him, he doesn't know. And we had just defeated his evil dad, who was basically turning his entire hometown into a giant magic battery, and we didn't like that. So we fought him, and we defeated him, and he is dead. Glad, very good thing. And now we've been kind of getting congratulated by the town, was kind of where you guys left off, was us getting fairly congratulated. We were getting a special ceremony thrown in our honor. That has only happened like three times ever in history. Has this ever been a festival that gets thrown, and it's only for like the greatest of heroes and special things, etc. You know how it is. And we were getting it thrown for us, which is very cool. And we made a bunch of progress. We basically had a week-long party that we got through the first 5 days of, where you guys last left off. And notably, my character got to fix the mistake he made a really long time ago. And it's a very big deal for like his character arc. Back when he was first learning to use blood magic, he done messed up and sent a bunch of people into a coma that 200 years later still hadn't woken up. And he went back to them in the present day right now and was able to wake them all up with his new understanding of his magic. Did it drain over 40 hit points of his? Yes, but it's worth it narratively. But yeah, my man who had like 130 hit points is now down to 96. Got the hero of the village effect. You're not wrong. That's the funny thing, is that you're not wrong. Where are you going that you need such an engine? I like the idea that the vroom guy is one guy. It's one motorcycle that just likes doing laps around our corner, and that's where he goes all day, and all he does is just like, I want to make sure everyone on this corner knows how big of an engine I have. Chad, I might change the vroom emote. I have an idea of a thought of what the vroom emote could become. But we'll see. We'll see. I have a thought. But yeah, he got to fix the thing that he like still blamed himself for and like had big issues with, like emotionally. He got to fix it, and it was a very big deal. And everyone else was kind of out doing their own chaotic things around the town. One of the really dumb things, which we will continue today, is Mambu's character, who is one of the very big like demon lords, but she lost her memory and doesn't. She's only now been getting her memories back. Has been making warlocks out of the town because she is a patron. She can be a patron, so she was basically turning people into warlocks to be her warlocks. And David made the mistake of, maybe not the mistake, maybe just the choice of letting Mambu be the one to name them, all the warlocks. So Mambu had like 27 warlocks total, and decided that they would all of their names would be spoofs of video game characters, because David accidentally named two of the people in the town, Merrick's and Luigion, and we were like, David. 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 So Mambu said, okay, great, I'm now going to make every other warlock to me have a name that's a spoof of a video game character. So some bangers such as Sanic, Mr. and Mrs. Manpack, who like to feed is the description that Mambu gave. What are some of the other good ones that she did? It's a lot of stupid video game character name spoofs that she made. And honestly, maybe that's actually a wonderful thing. But she set up a little booth and was recruiting people to be warlocks. And most notably, the last thing that we did, or that I talked about in the last session, is we had a party member go through our artificer, the wonderful Cole, played by our local party chaos maker, who got turned into a basically something pulled from the Magnus Archives eldritch creepy cryptid thing called a Bagman, which is something that's like a cryptid of bags of holding. And in order to deal with that, we encased him in ice. And in real life, this player had to go have a baby. So his character was encased in ice, very long, very warped, very warbled. And he just woken up because he got turned back into regular old Cole somehow. We don't really know. And we got to wake him up. And there was also an ulterior motive for keeping this man locked in ice. It was something that he wanted to do because he had this fancy little ring, this fancy little artifact level item, and it was only going to be awakened if he encased himself in ice for a week. So we wake him up because he's a regular person again, and it's been 5 days. And he wakes up and he says, "Hey, how long has it been? Has it been 7 days?" And we go, "No, but you're awake and you're not a bagman anymore. You can get out of there." And he goes, "But it's only been 5 days. Keep me locked in here for two more." So we keep him locked in the ice, freezing, for 2 more days. And at the end of the 7 days, his ring does wake up. And there's something, so okay, listen, I didn't get to have the fancy one-on-one conversation about this mystical ring, but it has something to do with a frost dragon, like a frost dragon's soul is in it, and it's big, powerful dragon that wants to kill all the rest of the frost dragon, something like that. Wakes up and starts talking to him. And by the time the party gets to him, one of his entire arms that the ring is on is frostbitten and just not looking great. And we're like, "Whoa, let's get him out of there." But he chooses to keep it in there for some reason. And once it wakes up, his arm, completely frostbitten, like it would break off, now moves just fine, and it just looks like that. And then he walks out of the ice, like straight through it, like it's air. And we're like, "Great, man. Glad you got your fancy ring. Yes, there you go. You can now walk through ice." I hope you're proud for yourself. So he can now walk through ice, which is cool. Very neat. Oh. Mending. That's what you're missing, right? Yeah. Okay, hold on. I need to think for a moment. Okay, we need a mending book. And then we need to make the other pickaxe. So we're gonna need another mending book. We're gonna need a silk touch book. And efficiency. And a unbreaking. Okay, he's gonna level up. Let's see what he gets. Silk touch. Thanks, man. And that's the rest of our tools, chat. That's our tools. And then we have our armor, and we'll go get. We can grab the first protection book, maybe. Protection. Blast protection. Is there not a protection villager? I don't think there's a protection villager. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. Well, let's see what we can get on some books. I don't hate blast protection or projectile protection. It's not bad. It's just that's fine. Okay, but let's go do our pickaxe. And chatters, what do you want to name it? We're gonna get to name this pickaxe. This is our fortune pickaxe. What do we want to name it, gamers? I need a new anvil. This is notably our fortune pickaxe, all right? Okay. Anvil. Pick ash. We have axe rill. Do we want even more ash puns? Cash money. Pick ash. I like pick ash. Pick ash. Pick ash. Okay. And let's see how much we can get done on our silk touch guy. We won't name it yet, chat. We won't name it yet. Efficiency. Unbreaking. Mending. 11. Okay, chat. We need 11 levels, and we can get our last dude, which sounds good to me. Okay. That can stay there. We can dump one of those away because we get plenty on our own. And let's go mine some more trees! Yippee! Let's actually do a sleep. I lied. Think you can have a chest plate? Yeah, I'm not planning on getting a chest plate. I'm planning on getting boots and legs. Boots and legs I want to get for sure. Possibly a helmet. That's where we're at. That's where I'm at. Alright. Whee! Let's go back over to our podzol infested acacia, shall we? So, okay, to continue, had to get our little Minecraft break where I have to actually think about what I'm doing for a moment. Let's do it here. This seems fun. So he walks straight through the ice, and we're like, nice, man. And once again, we have 2 more days left of the party to kind of do whatever. So David starts going one by one on what everyone wants to do. Divine, Mambu's character, goes and tries to get more warlocks. And I go try and find my mom. I'm actually, like, sleeping for, like, 3 days straight because after I woke up all the coma patients, I was, like, incredibly drained of energy. So I basically slept for, like, 3 days straight. But now I was awake and I wanted to go talk to my mom. To basically try and convince her to run the town, because we're all planning on leaving. We have other stuff we gotta go do. We're still an adventuring party. We're not done. But by all means, I should be in charge of the village. For 3 different reasons. Like, number 1 being I saved you. Number 2 being I was literally already supposed to be, because that was like my dad was the chief. And just the energy in the studio. So I walk up to her and she's like, they are becoming chill with me, who they only saw as evil necromancer. And I was like, that's true. I also thought you were just evil necromancer. And she's like, I don't really think that me leading it is the greatest idea. And I'm like, well, crap. And she's like, but you know who would do a really good job? Your bestie. You should go ask him. Which I go, okay, you're right. So I have a best friend in this campaign, who had died a really long time ago, but I found out. Can you Can you grow? All I want is to grow, bro. Bruh. Well, now I need more bone meal. Best friend? Yeah. So I had a best friend who died a really long time ago, and I found out that my necromancer mom, who I thought was evil, is actually pretty chill, had brought him back, and he is now like a very powerful death knight for her, and she has been trying to get him to go off and be his own like person for a really long time, but he hasn't been able to. So she's like, you should go talk to him. And I'm like, that sounds like a good idea. Also, do you know where Essek Not Essek is? So there's this guy. Our party adopted a kid, basically. Or more accurately, my character adopted a kid. But the kid's body got body swapped. And now we have a person with our party. His name is Numinous. Who got soul swapped. And he is living in Essek's body. And he is working with us because we say, hey, we will get you your own body as long as you don't run off with that one, because we would like to get my son back. Yes, please. And he goes, fine, I guess I will work with you. So he's with us, and no one's seen him for like 5 days. And I'm like, this is not good. Like I was doing stuff, so I wasn't on top of it. I'll take a little bit of blame, but nobody knows where he is, and it's been like 5 days. Also, we will listen to a song, but I'll wait a little bit. So my mom is like, yes, I do know where he is. I will take you to where I last saw him. So we walk around, we walk up to him, and he's still in town. Thank God. And he is building a portal in the middle of the town. Basically. He is building a massive gateway in the middle of the town. And I'm like, hey, Numinous, what you doing there? And he's like, I'm making a portal. And I'm like, well, I can see that. Where does it go? You better not be leaving, or I will smack you so fast. Right out of that body. And he goes, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to my bag of holding, because we kind of accidentally destroyed like all bags of holding on accident. And this is the guy who owns the bag of holding dimension. So he's like, I need to go get my stuff. And I'm like, do you really though? And why do you have to build a whole portal? And I really don't want to do this, and you're not going alone. And he's like, one of the things I need to go get is the thing I need to be able to swap our souls back. And I'm like, fine, I'll go with you to go get the item you need to switch your souls back. Let me go make sure that everyone else doesn't also want to go. And he's like, cool, I still have to finish the portal. And I'm like, great, I'll leave. Now, everyone else, thank you, Fire Shard, for the 3 years. Kind of insane. There are multiple people that lived shortly in the time that I've been resubbing. Wow. That's crazy. Thank you for the 36 months of Prime. I need to do a little jig. Thank you. For the 3 years. Thank you. I consider myself a jigger. What can I say? This is worth every single cent I sent on Amazon Prime. Thank you so much for the 3 years. That's crazy, man. That's actually crazy. Wow. Anyways, chat. So I'm like, I'm gonna go get everybody. Now I need to tell you what everyone else has been doing. Namely, what our rogue has been doing. Our rogue is drinking at a bar. And when the player who plays our rogue, Falthium, is a surprisingly good role player. Like he I don't think he gives himself enough credit for how good at RP he is. But he's getting drunk at a bar, as you do. It's party time, you know. We have a 7-day party. Can you chill for like 2 seconds? 2 seconds, motorcycle man. Where are you going? What are you doing that you need to be running at this engine speed? Fine. So he's off getting drunk, which is like pretty on par for him. And while he is drunk, he basically has 0 attention span. So the first thing he does is contact one of his Standing Stone buddies, who plot stuff is like he is now the leader of the rebellion against this evil group that our party's been fighting. Our rogue is now in charge of the rebellion, which he did not ask for, but he is. And he contacts that guy and says, "Yo, I need heal. I asked for healers to get here. Are they coming yet?" And the guy's like, "They're coming. It's just gonna take a while." And then they start arguing for a while. And after that, his attention span loses. So he hangs up on the guy on the Sending Stone, and then realizes that one of the deals he made, because a fun fact about our rogue, he has made a deal with every single powerful godlike entity that we have come across. Every single one of them he has a deal with. So he has like 30 different side quests that he needs to be doing. He needs to be collecting eyes to give them to a fallen angel. He needs to be killing his family so that he has this fancy eye in his head. He needs to be, I don't know why he needs to be doing blood magic, but he's also doing that. He's like 5 multi-classes. I call him our rogue. He has like 5 classes, okay? Because he won't stop making deals with powerful entities. He just can't stop. And at this point, Mambu rolls up in the tavern. And Mambu had one of her warlocks, notably the one based off of Sonic, come up to her and say, "Hey, I'm a warlock. Do you have like a quest for me? Like something I can do as a quest for you for like the power that you give?" And she's like, "Oh, let me think about that." And then starts walking around town to try and find the first person that she runs into and says, "Hey, what should we do? What should we tell them to do if people want a quest? What do we need people to do right now?" And she ends up seeing me first. And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't have anything I need to be done. Maybe like picking up my fancy prosthetic arm, bringing it back, but like that's not a very good quest." And she's like, "No, that's not a good quest." So she keeps going, runs into Falthium, who is drinking at the bar, and he's like, "Oh," like she's like, "I need a quest," and he's like, "Oh, tell him to rip out people's eyes so that I can give them to one of my powerful entities." And Mamba's like, I'm not telling my warlock to go around taking people's eyes. I'm not telling them to do that, okay? Maybe if they fight someone they can grab it, but that can't be the main quest. And at this point, our rogue turns to David and goes, "What's the rarest, hardest drugs that I know of?" And David goes and lists it. And then he turns to Mambo's character and goes, "Tell him to get these drugs." These, like, most powerful, hard drugs. Tell him to go and get those. And that's the quest. And Mambo's like, Sure. Sure, I'll go tell him that that's his quest. And he's like, and don't forget the eyes. And Mambo's like, okay, hold on, let me write this down. Starts taking out a piece of paper, starts writing down all of the list of things that she's been told to send this guy to go on a quest on. And while he's doing this, his attention span has now changed to his eye. He has an eye in his head that that is basically doing nothing for him because the deal that he made to get that eye in his head, he went back on, and now he just has this powerful entity's eye in his head, but can't even see through it. So, in a brilliant moment of Falthium's logic, he goes, oh, well, I don't need this eye, and I have another deal to get somebody eyes. And just Ray Morningstars at the bar, right in front of the bartender. And like uses the special weapon that we have that's like specifically used to dismember, and it's also the weapon that's the reason that my character has a prosthetic arm. Was this weapon was used on him, but now we own it because we killed the guy. And he's like, I want to use that on my eye, but then he doesn't roll high enough to get it like out of his body. So he has to like do it again, and it's really bad. And Mambu who's sitting there writing on this paper that is now covered in blood, is just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you ripping out your eye right now? And then he contacts the eye entity and is like, yo, here's a really cool eye. And then we watch a magic wispy hand come out of the air and grab it and then disappear. And now he's just bleeding out of his eye. You know, typical stuff. So he then moderately stabilizes his eye. Not really. He kind of just shoves alcohol in it and says that'll sterilize it, but it actually just makes it sting more. So Mambu goes, okay, I'm leaving. I don't want to deal with this. And she is now covered in blood. Okay? The poor bartender. Oh, we'll get back to the bartender. So Mambu decides to walk away. She walks out of the bar. Who does she run into but our cleric? And our cleric walks up to her, and she's covered in blood. And our cleric, without even like hesitation, like there's no words spoken, Mambu walks up. Our cleric reaches out, gets a little bit of blood, goes, oh, positive. And then goes, whose blood is this? it's just like, what an energy we have as a party. That's such an interaction. I know. That's like word for word too. And Mamba's like, oh, it's Falthium's, he's fine, and does not tell the cleric to go and help him. Does not tell him to go and like heal the eye. So Mambu goes back to Sonic equivalent Warlock and goes, here's your quest, give us drugs. Which is just like really just the greatest thing you could ever do. And what is it? The grind. Hi, Abraxas. Thank you for the 18 months. Oh, thank you. Hello. We are mining like no one's mined before. Okay, so it gives the guy the quest. Let's flash back to our rogue because he's not done yet. His attention span has now shifted once again. And now he's thinking about blood magic because he's like, how can I heal myself? And he realizes that the way the blood magic works is if you get some blood, it's not your own, you can kind of heal yourself. And he's like, well, I gotta hear my eye. And goes, hey, bartender, can I get some shots of blood? And the bartender, who just watched this man rip his own eye out, goes, uh-huh, and starts, like, gets a shot glass and then, like, starts bleeding into the shot glass. And then he's like, how many do you want? And he's like, give me 5. So this bartender fills 5 shot glasses with his own blood. And he proceeds to just take them. And his eye, it heals. Oh, it's not bleeding anymore. Isn't that... That's a... Wow. I know. I think after that happened, David was like, and this is why we can't stream this party. And this is exactly why we can't stream this party, because of stuff like this. And then we were like, no, this is why we should stream this party. So that happens. And at this point, I am now rolling up to all of the people. Our artificer is like waking up for the first time. And I am now rocking up to all of them and going, hey, you wanna go through a portal that Numinous made and go get something? And everyone goes, sure. So we all go and we waddle our way over there, except our artificer, who was like, nah, man, I just woke up after being in a thing for a week. I gotta go do things around town. And we're like, cool, that's cool. And this is a good intermission, so we should do the sing songs here. This is where we should do the sing songs, I think. So let's take a moment. I have a sing and a listen chat. Let's do the listen first, because it was redeemed first. Let's do the listen. Ember, do you have a song for me to listen to? Gimme. Give me a man after midnight. Do you have a song for me? Let me... Big... I got it. My hand doesn't hurt at all. Anyways, chat, shall we get back into the blocking gaming? Did you refill your trades? Losers. It was the whole point of me sitting there and waiting there, was so that you would refill your trades, bro. Or you're going to in just a few minutes when the sun comes up, so we'll be okay. I think it's a chokehold on me. Yeah, it does. It has a chokehold. So much so. Okay, chat. Oh, hello. I feel like I was told that there are more villagers. I might be wrong about that, but I feel like I was told that there are more villagers. Wisdom Saga in 10 days. Wisdom Saga in 10 days! God Games in 10 days! Rejoice, actually. I'm gonna go feral. I'm gonna look real hard. I'm gonna look real hard. What can I say? What am I gonna look at? I'm gonna go, wow, look at that God Games. Then I'm gonna go, wow, Little Wolf, you know what I mean? I didn't realize that Little Wolf was in the Wisdom Saga, but it sure is. That song had a chokehold on me when it was just a snippet. Little Wolf had a chokehold on me when it was barely even written, so that's gonna be there. I wanna get in there. Yeah, man, that's the good stuff. Okay, chat. to continue. Shall I continue the D&D of the story? But no, God Games is gonna be really freaking good, man. God Games is tasty, actually. Oh, little wolf and its coding. So true. So true. And then I go season 1 Whisper Duo. I go season 1 Whisper Duo. Gonna like the Telemachus song. The Telemachus song sounds good, and I love the guy Miko who is voicing Telemachus. He's so good. Oh, they all just refilled their trades. Thank you. Okay, chat. Shall I continue with my wondrous tales? Okay, cool. So, chat. What was specifically the last thing I said? Oh, that he drank the blood. Yeah, so he drinks the blood, and now we switch gears over to our artificer. So I get everybody, and we all go over towards the portal, and it's like, great. Everyone loves that. So we all go over towards the portal, and we don't take our artificer with us because he's like, I don't want to go. And we're like, that's chill, man. You do what you're doing. So he stays behind, and what does he do but run into a very specific NPC that you will know whether or not you know this campaign. There is a shopkeep in our campaign who has a magical shop that can appear anywhere. Like a random doorway in any town could be her shop. And her name is Tasha, who you may know from Of the Cauldron of Everything, or Of the Hideous Laughter. This is that Tasha, of the Cauldron of Everything and or of Hideous Laughter, one might say. And we've interacted with her a couple times. Mabu hit on her because that just felt right. Tasha, I love her. Yes. So he runs back into her, and she's like, what are you looking for? Because like she could have anything. And let's talk a little bit about our artificer. Our artificer has been on a quest to make a sword. He has been on this quest for this sword for like probably 2 years of real time. The sword he wants to make is an anti-magic sword. And not like a sword that casts counterspell. Like a sword that when it hits you, nullifies magic. Nullifies your magic. You lose your magic. And way back at the start of the campaign, he got the list of ingredients that he needed to make this sword. And it was 3 really, really hard to acquire things. One of which was this special kind of ore called anime ore, or as we in the party say, anime ore. Anime ore, which we had in his bag of holding. We found it. We had giant crystals and we broke them because we knew that he needed those to make his funky little sword. The second thing was Oblivion Root. Oblivion Root is like reality shifting root that basically causes what you guys would just say is the whack. It's just the whack, but in D&D. And a while ago, we got Oblivion Root through some, I don't even remember where we got it from, but we got Oblivion Root and we have it sealed in this fancy little vial that stops the glitching from like getting out, basically. And then we lost our bags of holding, so we lost the ore. And the third thing that he needed was the weave appendix of a Nagapoo, which is just a really powerful bird-looking creature thing. We needed its appendix. And we'd run into a Nagapoo lair, but David was like, you guys will die if you go in there and try and take its appendix. You will literally die. This is not on your guys' level. So we convince him to leave. And he's like, yo, Tasha, what's up? What's up, Tasha? And she's like, what do you need? And he's like, well, I kind of need a weave appendix of a Nagapoo. And she's like, okay, what are you willing to give for it? And he's like, well, not my artifact level ring that I just got, not that. I don't really have a lot of money. And she's like, how about your memories? And he's like, what memories? And she's like, just a few. Just a few. And he's like, I'm gonna list some stuff, and you're not allowed to take this. You can't take any knowledge of, like, my friends, what my friends are doing. You can't take any knowledge on the sword that I'm trying to make, or the knowledge on my fancy ring. Or the knowledge on the stuff that I'm doing with the Fae. And she's like, that's not what I want. And he's like, okay. So if you're gonna take different memories and you give me the weave appendix, and she's like, do you want to make a deal? And he's like, yeah, this is the only way I'm gonna get this weave appendix. And makes the deal. Flash flip to us. Flash flip to what we're up to. All right, it's not that much better. Oh, I have the levels. Hold on, chat. Okay, before we flip over, Silk Touch. What do we want it to be? Silk Touch pickaxe. What do we want it named? We have Slashies, Pickash, Axrill, and Doug. You guys have another ash pun? Slashies, Pickaxe, Axrill, Doug, Silkrill. Silky Smooth. Calvin. No, Calvin's the name of the bird. Pickash 2. Pickash 2, the other one. The other one. Why do I like the other one so much? Appendix. I think I like the other one. The other one's silly. It's goofy. I'm going with the other one. All right, and I'm putting away my bad tools that I had on me. I'm just gonna, I don't need any of that. Okay, cool. Look at that, chat. We've got tools for days. Let's turn these into blockaroonies, and let's continue on our grind for more, because I'm doing this until I run out of stories, chat. That's my timer. It's actually about to be nighttime, so I'm gonna sleep. Whee! The other one is silly. And now I just have to remember that the other one is the one with some dodge. Okay, so flash over to us, who just go through this portal. We are greeted on the other side. So, okay, let me talk a little bit about Numinous. So, Numinous is a very, very old, powerful magic sorcerer, basically. He, a really long time ago, invented bags of holding, and is known for being a little bit of a greedy two shoes. All right, because his dimension, which is the dimension that all bag of holdings are connected to, it was his dimension, and technically he could go in his dimension, where everyone's bags of holding is, and kind of just take stuff from people kind of just take stuff from people if he really, really wanted something. But he did a whole bunch of quests and kind of died, but somehow his soul is in a 12-year-old party member NPC's body. So we go through into this bag of holding dimension, which apparently we can breathe in. So good for us. Apparently we can breathe in there, despite what people think. And we are greeted by a little robot. And in our party, we have a robot. We have a Warforged. Our cleric is a robot named Clamp. And we get greeted by a robot that says, "Hello, welcome. My name is Reginald." And our cleric, our robot, is like, "A friend!" And a friend without free will. And we start getting led, and we say, "Hey, we're here to see Numinous." And Reginald goes, "Ah, yes, Numinous said you were coming. Let me take you to him." And starts just leading us off into oblivion. Will not answer any questions that we have. Our cleric is trying to ask him, like, "So your name is Reginald. Is that really what you want your name to be? Are you sure? Like, you didn't pick that name?" And he goes, "Reginald is my name. It is the name that he gave me." And Clamp is like, "No, that's not what I'm talking about. I know it's the name he gave you. I'm talking about what do you want your name to be?" Etc, etc. Right. So we're getting led through the bag of holding dimension, and suddenly we start walking past people's plots. A lot of people's plots. And it's a lot of people's bags of holding. Each of them has a little square, and it's a big pile. It's just everyone's bag of holding that we lost. We lost all of our bags of holding. And all of us are like, we could steal. We could steal from these plots. I mean, no one else can get in here. And I'm like, no, we're not stealing. We're not stealing. And we end up walking for like 30 minutes. And we're like, all right, where the hell is Numinous? You were just leading us through plots. And at that moment, up in the sky of the dimension, there is Numinous in a helicopter, basically. And he turns on his like big flashlight beam and is like, poof, right on the party, and is like, "Yeah, I just wanted to see if you guys were gonna steal anything." And we're like, Can you not? Did you find the thing? And he's like, "Yeah, I got I already had the thing." And we're like, "What are we?" And then we spot something of great note. We see our old stuff. We find our artificer's plot, which is all the stuff we lost. And the artificer's bag was like our main bag. A bunch of people had bags, but nobody really like kept that much stuff in their bag. It was either on their person or in an artificer's bag. And we're like, "Yo, Numinous, that's our stuff. Can we go get it?" And Numinous is like, "Yeah, sure. Like, we're friends. Yeah, go grab whatever. I've already cleaned all the plots and taken everything that I could want." And we're like, "That's great, Numinous. Glad to know you stole everything of value. We're gonna go get our stuff back." So we get a bunch of stuff that we lost. Notably, the ore that our artificer needs to be able to make his sword, which as soon as he gets this ore, he has the components to make his fancy sword. He now has them, which is a very big deal. But we get the ore, and most notably, technically an NPC is in here. We had a mech lion thing that is named Hydra. Very advanced piece of like technology, and he's basically like our mech lion guy. And I It was our artificers. But when our artificer got stuck in ice, I was given control of Hydra. And I kind of lost Hydra because Hydra was in the bag, and then we lost the bag. And I really didn't want to tell our artificer that I lost his very powerful mech robot lion thing. So he's just chilling there, and I'm like, Hydra! And Hydra's like, oh, hello. I didn't find the thing you wanted me to find. And I'm like, no, that's fine. You just come with me. I'm gonna take you back. I'm gonna take you back to your master. And Hydra's like, okay, great. And I'm like, that's wonderful, actually. Love that's... Don't say lion mech. Yes, I know. Oh, Voltron. So I get him. Everyone else is like sifting through this bag. We find something at the bottom of the bag that we didn't know we had. Because technically the bag wasn't always ours. It was someone else's bag before. But the way bag of holdings work is that when you want to get stuff out of it, you have to say, give me this thing. And if it's in there, when you take your hand out, you have it in your hand. So it was someone else's bag beforehand, but we had no idea what this guy had. So we had no idea what we could ask for out of the bag. But we find that there's a lot of stuff in this bag of note. Like a lot of stuff. And underneath this like massive pile of money, we find this big crystal thing that looks really, really important. And our paladin grabs it and is like, sick. And we look up at Numinous, and Numinous is like, that was in there? That was in there at the bottom? And I did just say that you could take whatever out of that bag and that I got everything I wanted, and I really totally don't want that thing that you just pulled out of the bag. Hey, Paladin, do you want to keep that, or can you do you want to like trade for that? And our Paladin's like, all right, okay. So we're like, well, what are you offering us? Something of equal value. And we figure out what this thing is. It's a Fey moon. It's one of the moons of the Feywild that was just in this bag. That is like part of what keeps the Feywild together. So we had that now. And Numinous is like, I will give you bags of holding. And we're like, all right, this actually does mean a little more than anticipated, because no, there are no more bags of holding in the entire world anymore. They all got destroyed. And he's like, I could make you guys and have you guys be the only people with bags of holding in the whole world. And we're like, okay, we need more than that. And he's like, okay, well, I can tell your paladin, who's the one with it, where a big following of the people, like the cult people that he's supposed to be hunting are. And he's like, okay. And we're like, what makes this bag of holding so special? You know, like what's the real reason we should be wanting this bag? And he's like, okay, I'll make it. So there's a freezer room. You can have different compartments, like you can go in it, and it's your own little, like, I can put a whole apothecary, like a whole garden for alchemical reagents in there, like in your bag. Is that good enough? Is that good? Please let me have the thing. So basically, we agree to get this cracked bag of holding with a whole lot of special components, and we also say that we want to take Reginald, because our cleric is like, I want to make this man have free will, please. So can I have Reginald? And Numinous is like, fine, you can have Reginald. Let's flashback over. So we make a pretty solid deal with Numinous in my humble opinion. And last where we left our artificer, he made a deal to get rid of some of our memories. So after this deal, David turns to him and goes, so you're gonna knock some stuff off your character sheet. And we're like, cool. And he's like, note that all knowledge of ruinous magic is gone, which is this special form of magic that we have been researching like the whole campaign. That's like our overarching story is based on the ruinous magic. Knock off all the knowledge of your mentor, who you're supposed to be hunting. We're like, that's great. And write off all knowledge of Hydra, the mech lion. And I'm like, that's cool. So he loses all knowledge of the thing, right? And I just got the thing back, and I said, hey, we're gonna go back to your master. But now he doesn't know what it is. So this technically means that I am now the owner and in charge of this mech robot thing is now mine. And I really didn't want this. But it's mine now. Isn't that great? But yeah, so he knocks that off his character sheet. And that is roughly where we left off on our lovely little adventure. That is roughly where we left off on us getting all the stuff for his fancy little sword, but also him losing a bunch of knowledge. It's a great world we live in, chat. It's a great world we live in. And yeah, whatever the hell our rogue did, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by anything he does anymore. But like, what in the world? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But there you go, chat. You guys are now up to date, and the next time that we are playing D&D, you guys will be up to date, and I'll have more stories for you. But that's where we left off. Don't you guys just love our silly little party? Don't you guys just love our silly little party? So very goofy. What can I say? To anyone in chat who has never heard this story before, I've been telling the story of my D&D party to chat for a good little while, and all of the VODs where I talk about said party are up on YouTube, and they're in a playlist. You can do !D&D, and it will link you to the playlist of all of the streams where I've ever talked about my D&D character. And if you're interested in watching stuff back, it goes back pretty far. But yeah, chat, isn't that great? Isn't that great and amazing? But no, chat, I'm gonna farm this really quick. I'm gonna go breed the cows, and I'm gonna breed the chickens. And then we're gonna end for today, chat. And tomorrow, I think you guys are going to be getting some sort of a little birthday stream. It probably won't be too long of a stream, but I wanted to have today's stream and yesterday's stream are both pretty long. So I offer you guys a short stream tomorrow. And then there won't be a stream on Thursday, chat, but on Friday is big ol' Ash lore. Big ol' Ash lore, chatters. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. A lot of the questions that you guys have about Ash and things relating in such are gonna get a little bit more. I think I'm just gonna get like a little bit of something answers going on. A little bit of something. You'll see. You'll see. We like to have fun here. We like to have a very, very fun and also silly time. Ha 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 ha. I also have a little bit of a listen to a song. Do you wanna tell me the song now so I can pull it up, and then when we actually log out, I'll go and pull it up. If you wanna tell me what you want me to listen to, you can do that. But let's go breed some cows. So many questions about this guy. So many questions. Good, good, yes, good. That's where you're supposed to be. Most of them don't have answers right now. This is love? I know this is love. I'm down to still listen to it though. It's fun. But I know that song, and that's a banger. Okay, we can do that. How many cows can one roadrunner hold? The answer might surprise you. It's a lot. And they're not like terribly packed in. They're not like terrible. Anyways. Hello, chimpkins. Here you go, make baby. 11 eggs. Seems real dumb. Alright. Anyways, chat. Okay. Well, we have set up gear now, which is always good and nice. And yeah, I guess now we can actually maybe start building up the house a little more once we have the armor finished and everything. I think we have enough emeralds now to go and actually like get it done. So who knows? Maybe we'll be able to build the house up a little bit next time or something. Something like that. Anyways. Good night, things.